Right, so I should write down allotment A and allotment B because they're still on the scale.
Mm-hmm.
And then we are going to allot A, allot B. We're going to see what happens when we do this with other clouds. So, my question is, oh that's right, I remember in the previous film I threw the lids on the floor, said I'd fetch them later, and now is that time. So, allot A. Allot B. But what happens if we don't use Hedione? What happens if we use something different? So are you thinking of adding vanilla instead of Hedione or as well as?
As well
when
as.
You said as well as, okay. We can do that.
I think. Am I allowed to do that?
Yeah. Yeah, you're allowed to do that. Arthur, the thing about being an indie perfumer is, as Michael Edwards said, you can do anything you want. So, we've got vanilla at Hedione at, remember that, Hedione's at 20. The vanillin's at 5. So, what I would like to do is use a bit more allotment. So I have to remember, so these are going to be D, E, and F. I'm going for the gram. Am I going for gram? No, I'll give half a gram.
Oh, this is my advert time.
Oh, yeah. Well, we can put
another. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Arthur's got a new book coming out very soon called The Night of the Living Pastor. It is a children's book.
And it is out on the 11th of May in all good bookshops.
And
bad bookshops.
Yeah, all bookshops.
It's also on Jeff Bezos's webpage, but don't use that. Go to an actual bookshop.
Yeah.
I'm going to need to at this point pause here to replace the battery.
Okay.
And we're back.
Oh, that's where we were. Good, because we've got some stuff done while you were, so we don't have to waste too much time on it. So I've got some suggestions so that we can check what happens when we put other things with our accord.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a very good idea. That's why you make a little bit more of an accord than you think you're going to need, so that then you can experiment with it. So, in each of these, which are D, E and F, I have got half a gram of allotment. So, I'm going to take the ISO E Super and put half a gram of that in one of them, specifically D. At which time we can say that we've got. I'm going to go for it. I'm going to put 1 gram in. We're crowdfunding. We've got My Oh My happening, and we've still got. Probably not by the time most people see this, but and Hush Hush, they're happening.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So.
And how can you get to those?
On Indiegogo.
Just type in 4,160 Tuesdays.
Yes, and also
Sarah
Hush
Cotton.
Hush or My Oh My.
Hush Hush.
Or both of those things. Okay, so put the lid back on. Super.
I'm really trying to remember what that sweet was called.
Floral gums. They're called floral gums.
Are they?
Yep.
Just get on.
Going to put Amandalide in another one.
They are! They taste of flowers!
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why it smells like this.
Arthur, you realise you're now doing people's ears in.
Sorry.
You're a lot closer to the mic than I am.
I'll turn the volume down. So they are.
Yeah. Alright, I just put Romandolide in another one. The sweets of our childhood. And then I've got to put Hedione in the third one again, so that then we can add vanillin to it and see how that comes out. Shouldn't blow bubbles in the bottles, children. Da, da, da. So
Laurel gums.
last week when we were making things and Kristen was sitting here. Kirsten was sitting here, and at one point I said to Will, who's sitting here, who come from the US, said, "We'll just, we'll just sort the world out." We were talking about business and candles and all kinds of things, and he said, "Oh, it's fine. It's like just having your videos on in the background, but live." So, 0.5 grams of Hedione. Now, the vanillin, should give you something to smell while I'm fetching that, because I hadn't planned to put that in it, but it doesn't matter.
Do you want me to grab it for you?
It should be on the V. I vaguely filed them in alphabetical order, but you never know.
It should be around here somewhere.
Should be around there somewhere. I can find some on the shelf if we have to. You'd imagine, wouldn't you? Maybe a small one. So this one is D. It'll be on the bottom shelf because it's bigger. Probably you found it. Thank you. It's not bigger because it wasn't even on the bottom shelf. Okay, I've got one for you to smell.
Thank you.
Okay, this is D. So it's allotment, but with a completely different cloud.
Yeah, ice sweet super.
Yes.
I just remember, I haven't smelled that. It is, it's colder. This is the same garden on a cold day, I think.
That's interesting. Cold and Hedione, that is interesting. Yeah.
It's made it a lot more fresh airy, actually.
It is interesting.
There's a cool breeze.
Here's something else interesting. It's very... We're sitting here using different pipettes. It is very obvious how different drop sizes are when you're measuring to decimal places. And that's why we don't rely on drops. Yeah. So D compared with A or B, because B is the one which we like best. Yes. Yes. It weirdly doesn't seem to smell more woody.
No.
But it brings out, it's pushing the fennel forward for me. I like it better than the Just Hedione one.
I agree.
Okay. Right, so I've also done E. Because every time we dip these, bear in mind we take a little bit of liquid out, so it slightly changes the proportions, which is why it's a really good idea to do a larger amount, because then the proportion you take out is less significant. But
ooh! What's going on here then?
how does it make you feel, Arthur?
Oh, it's the sun's come out again.
And somebody's...
It's warmer.
Yeah.
It's a little bit more spicy.
Mm-hmm. So I think somebody's got out a nice woolly picnic blanket.
Yes, it does feel that way.
So can you guess what it is then, as I start talking about being wrapped up in blankets?
Is it ethylene brassylate?
It's very close. I use the romandolide, but it is a musk.
Right, yeah.
It's just more...
Oh,
yeah.
yes. Yeah. Wow.
But it almost...
Oh.
It almost smothers the herbs.
It brings out the romandolide. The herbs bring out the romandolide.
That's
which I'm not
interesting point,
against.
yeah. No.
Oh, I love that. Really like it.
So that is 50% allotment and 50% romandolide.
Yeah.
And this is why a lot of the time when I do the central part of a fragrance for a client, say, or even for myself, I will then measure how they react or observe. Do lots of variations to see what happens.
Really big fan of that. Got lost in that.
Okay. F. Of course, all need testing on skin as well, because they're going to be slightly different.
Is this Hedione and vanilla?
Yes, it is. Which is not something I'd normally just go for, because they're almost like, oh, shall we invite, Uncle Fred, who's nice really, but he voted leave, and shall we invite Auntie Mary, who's really nice, but she voted remain, and let's hope they get on, but they don't. They stay at opposite ends of the garden, so they don't actually fight. It's almost like, I'm probably imagining this. It's as if they're attracting different. It's like they're picking teams.
It's bringing out a kind of bitumen smell for me. What's that? What is that alarm?
I think somebody's drilling. I know. That is quite annoying. I think I'm just smelling bitumen because of the noise. No, that is really it. No idea.
Never heard that before.
No, that's a whole new noise for us this week. Oh no, it's settling down now. They've decided that we might as well move on.
It is settling down.
Yeah, I think they're fine now. Settle the differences. It's curious. Because all these things that I put in it really kind of resisting sweetness. Of course, the best thing to do is sling them all together.
Back to romandolide.
Yeah.
Romandolide wins for me.
Romandolide. Yeah. And that's why there are so many musks in this world.
Wow, it's really good.
So we stick them all together. And the magical mystery material, of course, is Hedione and ICV Super and usually ethylene brassylate, but I'm moving over when I've used it all up, I'll move over to romandolide.
You know what? I've gone back to the ICV Super one, and I like it.
Mm.
My favourites are the ICV Super and romandolide, actually.
But what's very interesting, I find, is that all those materials which don't seem to have much to talk about individually themselves, when you put them with materials which do have a lot to say and little powerhouses by themselves, then they react completely differently.
It is interesting.
Yeah.
They are all of these are completely different.
Yes. You wouldn't imagine that allotment with ICV Super, allotment with Hedione and allotment with romandolide are in fact the same fragrance, just with one cloud each.
Yeah, I'm smelling romandolide and the ICV Super one together.
I've just got the lot. I can take out A because that's one bit. But so all these experiments have to be done with small amounts of the different clouds, varying amounts of the different clouds, and with or without, and different combinations of different clouds.
Just to show, doesn't it? Just that there are infinite combinations of these things.
I mean, it's infinite combinations just of the ones that we've used today.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And now I'll come back to these and see how we get along.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that's probably all we can do today with them, because otherwise, I mean, I could spend. This is next month. April is next month. I'm getting ahead of myself.
At the time of filming, April is next month.
Of
course, at the time of viewing, April is either
probably
now or in the past.
Probably now. Yeah, this is true. Yeah. So, but yes, this is in fact April's films. So during this month, April, I'm spending all my time in the lab because I've got quite a few things to make and tweak and sort out and compound. So a lot. D.
That is, I've just opened a bottle of white birch.
That will give you joy, I'm sure.
Oh, it's so, yeah.
I'll do an advertisement for my sorry.
I think we should suggest that they should sell fountain pens by just having someone stroke it. Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
Which one's your favourite?
This one.
Oh, yeah,
that's
nice.
my 50th birthday present from my friends Saya and Sugar, because they know I like goldfish. So they got me.
It does look like one, yeah.
It looks like koi.
The one in the middle.
Yeah.
I've got.
There isn't a middle.
Okay, 3 in.
Yeah.
No, other one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I've got. I made a shirt that looks almost identical to that.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh well, make me one.
Okay.
This is Japanese as well.
That's lovely.
Yeah, it's pretty spectacular. These are American, those are Japanese.
Wait, so they're not all the same? What's
no,
the
they're
case
not all
then?
the same company. The case is from Estabrook. So these 3 are Estabrook. I might have another one in my bag. And this is platinum. And these 2 are handmade by a gentleman who just does them himself in Japan.
Wow.
Yeah. I can't remember what they're called. But I was like a pink ink in that one. And, well, you know. Yeah.
Amazing.
I think everyone should have at least 3 obsessions.
Yeah.
That's one of mine. So I'm going to label these because I've written them down, and then there's no point writing it down if you don't do the labelling. And then we will come back and, well, I'll come back and visit these, you don't have to. And we should call it Le Jardin de Moi.
Yeah.
No, we shouldn't, that's very bad.
It's very what?
Bad French. Mon jardin, my garden. No, we won't. I don't know what we'll call it. Call it at the allotment. Promise.
Mon jardin vert. But is it a worm or is it green?
Oh yeah.
Mon jardin vert avec un vert.
Le jardin d'un vert. The worm's garden. Well, the worms. We have a very healthy garden. There's lots of worm casts everywhere. They basically win.
Un verre de jardin vert avec un vert. A glass of green garden with a worm.
We'd better stop there.